grey cloud that became darker and darker as I looked at it. Because people can't really fly. Dreams don't come true. 1. The first thing I noticed was the cold. It crept around my bare legs. My shoulders started to shake, then shudder, as though I was unfurling a pair of wings that until then I hadn't known I possessed. "This is it," Mum said, a tight smile. It did not quite stretch across her face. We took our first steps out of the aeroplane, Mum, Tiber, and me. Doddering, unsure of where to step, unsure of how our bodies moved, like we were babies, taking our first few steps on brand new, chubby legs. I looked back across the concrete runway before I turned into the airport, a building that was full of fluorescent lights and noise and signs with arrows pointing this way and that. Lights were studded across the runway in pathways and lines, little pinpricks of light in the darkness. It looked hard, cold, grey. Our new home. 2. I found the first surprise on our second day here. It was tucked into a little sliver of space outside our new house, between the bin and the metal lamppost beside it. There, crammed in at an angle so it wouldn't fall, a walnut. It sounds strange, I suppose, to notice something so small, so insignificant. Perhaps it was because of the way it had been placed there, wedged in securely, waiting for me. Mum always tuts when she sees the bin and the rubbish just outside our front door. That day, some old wooden drawers had been left next to the bin. Their sides were coming apart, and the rain had swelled the wood so they were sodden, ruined. And a torn bag of rubbish had spilled its innards onto the street, dried out grey chicken bones, and the greasy red and yellow boxes that had once housed them. Every day, when we opened our thin blue front door, we found another lot of things left there. Old fridges, the plugs snipped off so that the wires stuck out wonkily. Broken toys, missing wheels or eyes. But mostly it was food. It rotted and stank, filling the air with a putrid, sour smell that coated your skin, lingered in your hair. Mum always shut the door securely each time we got back to the house, pressing her weight against it to close the latch properly, as though she could stop the smell coming in. When that didn't work, she slammed the door hard. The force made the walls shudder. Of course, smells won't let a door stand in their way. They creep through cracks, whisper through gaps, find their way through the smallest of spaces. Our house always smelled of old rubbish, no matter how much we cleaned it or how many cans of air freshener Mum emptied into the stale rooms. After a while, I got used to it, although I'm not sure that Mum ever did. I got used to her tutting whenever she saw the rubbish, too. It was as sure as the bleep that Tiber's watch made on every hour. Mum taught herself to swing her gaze away from the bin and whatever had been dumped there that day, but I always found myself drawn to it. It was because of the old walnut I found there on our second day here. It had a hard shell that was smooth and mottled at the same time. The nut rattled when I shook it. Sometimes I wondered that if I broke it open, I wouldn't find a nut at all, but some kind of magical jewel, a ruby like a luminous berry, a diamond that looked like ice. But I never cracked it. I'd pulled it from its place suspended between the ground, the bin and the lamppost and held it tightly in my hand so Mum wouldn't see it and tell me to drop it. It became warm there.